Hey everybody, I just wanted to send a short message or put up a short message that I hope will get you thinking. Just thinking about, especially for those of us who are parents, like what are we doing with our kids? And how do we make decisions in parenting for their benefit? How much of it is tied to our own fears or our own priorities that may or may not be in that child's best interest? And what I mean by this is I've got one child right now who is visiting in Israel. And it's a very interesting time, obviously, to be over there. And it was a deliberate choice to send this kid, that they were also open to it. And just in the last week, it's been quite a week, both with things happening here in the States and obviously things going on in Israel. And because of the time difference and because of the security situation, there have been many times that we don't know exactly what's on the itinerary until after it's happened. Which I'm choosing to look at as a blessing, because I might have been freaking out a little bit if I had known beforehand what was going to happen or where they'd be. But last night, there was an explosion, apparently a drone-based attack explosion near the U.S. consulate in Tel Aviv, which is very close to where, in addition to friends and family, this child was staying. And it's extremely nerve-wracking on one level, when you feel connected to a people and when you feel connected to a community, and to have things, very difficult things happening. And then it's a different level, obviously, when it is your own immediate family. It's just a different level of experiencing it. And I am sharing this because sometimes, no matter where you live, no matter where you are, no matter what you have going on, our kids are going to be in situations that we definitely don't have control over. Our kids are going to be in environments that may not be considered safe, and they may make decisions, or you may guide them in decisions that other people think are not rational or logical or the right thing to do. And I just wanted to share that this is where we get to, again, if there's one thing I try to convey in a lot of what I share, is that we have the opportunity to really connect to what is inside of us as individuals, in knowing what is true and in knowing what is real in terms of what's important for us to connect to. And what I mean by that is, if we continue to look at authority, whatever that means for you, or experts, whatever that means for you, or other people's example, while there is a place and a role for learning and having mentors and teachers and being influenced by people who align with what you know is right and good for you, there's a place for that. But I think we're being called in these days more and more to really connect to what we get to know as truth, which means discerning between the noise and the ego and what we actually know on a very core, yes, soul level. And so all this to be saying that even when, and it's not like a guarantee of, 100% success. It's not a guarantee of 100% safety. I personally don't think we're here to live only in safety, not to seek out harm, God forbid. But, if and this is a larger question about like certain cultures that are coddling or swaddling, or like how safe do we need to keep things, and at what extent, or what price, or at what cost. So for me, for us, with our values, sending this child over for an experience in Israel was important, is important, and is the right thing to do. Is it easy? Of course not. Is it without worry or fear or anxiety? It depends on how much faith and trust I am connected to in the moment. So, and then there's also, of course, the flip side, which is that there are millions of people who don't have a choice but to be there, obviously, including friends and family. And so there's this like vacillation between thinking, on the one hand, it's not a great time, and then on the other hand, like, of course it's a great time. So I understand this is a little bit rambly, but I just wanted to share this example in my life so that it might inspire you or provoke you to think about where in your life are you relying on outside influences, sources, or experts or authorities to dictate or influence choices you make for yourself and or for your kids. Where are you having that sovereignty or authority over your own life and your own choices and your own decisions, your own thoughts? And where are you deferring it or relying on someone else to give it to you, to do it for you, or to just, make those decisions or those thought processes, that contemplation, where are you getting it from? And it's a balance, and we're not all experts on everything, but we do have incredible abilities from your own life experience, things you've learned, lessons you've learned, things that you've become aware of through your own life experience that help you know when something makes sense for you or not, makes sense at all or not, and how much of your identity or how much of your ego is tied to an opinion or a belief that may or may not actually be serving you, that may or may not actually be serving your children or your kid. Chid is a mix of child and kid, apparently. So I say this from a place of knowing that right now my child is safe, and praying and hoping and continuing to root into the belief that all will be well, please God. And so just an invitation to think about how much of your own thoughts and decisions are rooted in your own knowing versus I'm leaning on someone else to guide me and lead me and figure it out for me. And again, it's a balance. So just something to think about, and wishing everyone a good weekend and a Shabbat Shalom. Thanks.